And good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. Another one of those dreary, rainy, spring-like or fall-like Saturday mornings. Temperatures hovering around 60 degrees, humidity all throughout everything. Just lovely, right, Mike Powell? I know you loving it.
Yes. And maybe it'll be 71 or 2 on Christmas Day.
Is that right? Is that what?
No.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, actually, the 7-day forecast, it's probably going to be
63.
mid to upper 50s.
63 is what I'm reading here.
Oh, is that
for
what
next
it says?
Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
63. 65 on Sunday, 63 on Monday.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's they nailed it on the head. I saw a while back when they did the long-range winter forecast, and they said extremely warm for the entire winter.
Okay.
Yeah, but we've come to realize that our days of the winters that we like,
Yeah.
No
more winter wonderlands for us. Right?
25 in the morning, 60, 55 or 60 in the
That's my
afternoon,
favorite.
and
25 to
clear.
30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's
maybe 55
seems
in
to
the
be
afternoon.
gone for the most part.
Yeah.
Have little stretches, but for the most part.
I want football weather all year long, actually.
Or basketball weather.
Yeah.
Because when it's too cold to be outside.
That's right.
For football. Football, what's perfect football weather for you? Perfect football weather.
Are we talking about a daytime game or a night game?
Does that make a difference?
No. I'd say about 50, brisk, clear.
30 and snowing?
I'll go for that.
Yeah, if I'm watching on TV.
If I'm watching on TV, sure.
Some people would tell you, Brett probably one of them, Southern California weather, 70 and clear.
Yeah.
And they play indoors, How odd
Sure.
is that? The California teams have to have an indoor stadium
I know.
because the weather's so brutal.
Remember the old days, guys, when Detroit and Minnesota played football in outdoor stadiums?
I remember
God.
Minnesota, but Detroit's been so long
Yeah.
ago. I don't know. What year was the Pontiac Silverdome built?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. But Minnesota played at Old Metropolitan.
Old Metropolitan Stadium. Remember Bud Grant? He'd come out there in shirt sleeves.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Tough.
Hard to forget.
Yes, sir.
Green Bay is one of the – Green Bay and Chicago. Got to give both of those a lot of credit.
You do.
Still, two of the ones that still
Soldier Field, right on the lake.
keep it
still
outside.
play outside.
Cleveland, I'll give Cleveland
Give them their
a little
props.
bit of credit to Cleveland. They play outside on the mistake by the lake. It's what they used to call the
The
old
actual
stadium, huh?
home of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, how about that?
Literally.
Yep. And his
Home.
next door neighbor's Alice Cooper now. Have you noticed
I
that?
saw that, yeah.
What about,
Package delivered to the wrong address.
Buffalo. They have some cold days.
And Buffalo, yeah, exactly. Buffalo,
Yeah,
one of the
that's,
one of the most brutal. Just to ask, what was it? Was that last Sunday or 2 weeks ago when they played in the at Buffalo against New England and they threw just 3 passes in the game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was a couple weeks ago.
And still won the game because the winds were 45 miles an hour. And, Yep.
That sounds like a game Papa Bear George Hallis might have coached. 3 passes.
It's some of that football that you really do like watching on TV, but I think you might have a different feel for it if you were setting out for 3 to 4 hours.
In that wind.
And yeah.
Why do they call Buffalo Orchard Park? That sounds
That's
like
the name of the town.
Yeah, I know, but that sounds like Southern California or Florida. Orchard Park.
Yeah, kind of like the suburb of Buffalo.
Yeah, right.
Orchard Park.
They're trying to trick people into coming.
Yeah, telling them how nice it is every day. And you know what? I bet Buffalo is supposed to be one of the best cities and best towns in the world. But, the
They
Charlotte
certainly
area,
have one of the best fan bases.
Oh, they do. Charlotte area is full of Buffalo people, transplants that have
yeah.
moved for jobs and stuff. But, yeah, I've never been to Buffalo. Wouldn't mind visiting one time and would love to go to a game up there.
Yeah, that would
check it
that
out.
would be an experience because Buffalo feels about the Bills kind of the way Green Bay feels about the Packers. It's such a the community thing.
Well, it's kind of all they got.
Yeah,
Like
only game in town, essentially.
Yeah. Well, they still got the Sabres up there, the hockey.
Mm-hmm.
But it's at one time had the Didn't they have the Buffalo Braves NBA?
They had an NBA team. Yeah, I think the Clippers,
Is that where they
We're from
came from?
Buffalo.
Got a
Now-
Buffalo jersey behind you there, Brett. On the
Yeah.
wall.
Doesn't Green
No,
Bay
I
have a
don't.
college basketball team? Green Bay, Wisconsin, or
Wisconsin Green Bay.
Wisconsin, Green Bay. That's right. Yeah, had it wrong. Had it backwards.
But that's totally different. I mean, you're talking about maybe getting 8,000 people in there to watch Wisconsin Green Bay and 80,000 to watch the Packers
Oh yeah.
on Sunday afternoon or whatever day it may be. If you had to pick a stadium and a sport and one thing, and you could only pick one that you'd like to go to, just all expenses paid, you get to go. Where would it be? Where would you go? What's the first one you would?
You mean you're talking about a venue?
Yeah, and watch a game. Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, Lambeau Field. I'm asking. I'd like to know what the dream trip would be.
Immediately, Lambeau Field comes to mind
I think it would for most people.
because it just reminds me of that. We're going to go see Wisconsin and App play, and then motor on down to Green Bay to check out Lambeau.
That'd be
Closest
on
I ever
up.
got to it.
Yeah. That's kind of like Oklahoma,
Yeah. I'll never.
but for different reasons.
I'll
right?
never get over the fact that I didn't go to Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Didn't make it, but
2003.
for different reasons. So this time our trip got canceled because there was no Appalachian and Wisconsin game to be played. And is that on the schedule for the future? Do we know if they moved that trip?
I don't know.
Hopefully they did. Hopefully
Yeah.
so. I mean,
So mine would be a game at Notre Dame
yes.
Stadium,
Yeah.
which
And I'd
I
love to
plan
do
on
that too.
doing eventually.
Oh well.
But I
yeah.
think a playoff game at Fenway would be the ultimate. I mean, Lambeau's probably right up there with Fenway.
Those are probably the most.
I've been to
two
Dodger
most
Stadium.
storied parks right now, right? The most two most storied
Yeah,
stadiums.
and then Wrigley Field.
Wrigley, yep. Wrigley's
Oh,
got to be there.
Well, I forgot, of course, the Wed Wivel Wobbly, OU Texas,
In the
the
old
Cotton
Cotton
Bowl,
Bowl.
the old creaky Cotton Bowl built in the 1930s, burnt orange on one side, crimson on the other. Yeah, Texas Fair, State Fair next door. Yeah, that's mine. Lambeau
Number
second.
one?
Number one.
That would be your number one.
Lambeau
Yeah.
second. Yes.
Well, I think for me it would be Lambeau or Fenway, but the reason is you're going more for the game. I'm going more for the venue. If you go to Lambeau or Fenway, you're going really more for the venue. You're
True.
going for the game, for the matchup.
Park, it's yeah.
Um,
I'm going more for the matchup plus the whole.
it is still the Cotton Bowl, but it's not like.
No.
I mean, the Cotton Bowl now it's not storied like Lambeau or Fenway Park as far as the
No.
stadium goes.
See, I think if I was going to choose one game, a college game, I would pick Auburn, Alabama,
Yeah.
and
Be
probably
already-
at Alabama
Well-
just because a little more history and
Pains me, but how about Michigan, Ohio State?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that would
right.
be that'd
know.
be fun too.
Wouldn't care which venue either.
No.
Although I have
Either
been to
one.
Michigan, I would like to go to the Horseshoe and see
Right.
a Michigan Ohio State game.
Yeah,
you
that,
know.
that would be in my top
But-
4 or 5.
Auburn, Alabama. Brett, you'd have to see Notre Dame, Southern Cal if you don't you
Yeah.
think that would be the top?
Yeah,
the
out of
top-
Notre
out
Dame's
of Notre Dame's rivals?
opponents. Yeah,
See, I'd rather see it in the old Coliseum in L.A.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd be
That wouldn't be
I'd
bad
be
either.
happy with either.
Yeah, Brett could handle that. Is the NBA got any venues other than Madison Square Garden and see the Boston Garden? Isn't the original Boston Garden? It's
No.
the TD. Is it still the TD Ameritrade
I'm not sure.
Garden? I think that's what it was called at one time, but it's not the original. I never got to. We rode by the original
Yeah.
Boston Garden. I don't even know if it's still standing now. But went in the new one. We went inside the new one, but it's just not. It's not historic like the Boston Garden or
Yeah, the old
No,
park, the old
Madison
parquet.
Square Garden would be the only.
only one that.
Did they move the parquet floor from the old Boston Garden to the new one? Probably not.
I don't know. They may have.
That's
For
what
a
made
while,
it so
but-
unique.
Yeah, or
in
maybe
those
they
days.
just auctioned it off and sold it in.
Yeah.
And
I got a
to-
foot of
4-inch
I
squares.
got a foot of the original floor from Cameron Indoor hang in
Do you?
my house. Yeah.
I've been to a game at Staples Center, which is soon to not be called Staples Center.
Why's
Staples
that?
Center anymore.
New sponsor?
Yeah, Bitcoin or one of those cryptocurrency bought the rights to it. And I've been by the old Western Forum. You know, I haven't
Where
been
they
in
played
it.
before?
Yeah, where the Showtime Lakers played.
So
which
it
was-
still stands, I guess. I mean, that's been a while
It
since you've
did,
been out
yeah, 6 or 8 years ago. I guess it still does.
One park that no longer stands is Candlestick. They tore that one down in the SF.
there. So it is gone. You know, and that's, in a way, I hate that because, you know, the 49ers really don't even play in San Francisco.
I play in Santa Clara, which
Yeah.
is 50 miles south.
And now the Warriors do play in San Francisco.
Yeah,
Which they just moved
they just moved across the bay.
this
right.
year, either this year or last year.
Yep.
But hey, but both the Giants and the 49ers played at Candlestick. Remember that?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that seeing a Warriors home game would be a cool experience
It would
right
be.
now while Curry's
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. it
Broke
would
the
be.
record this
I don't-
week.
the
for
venue's
most,
not
Most
anything.
3-pointers in a career. Yeah. And he's going to continue to add to that, and it's going to be hard to break in the
No,
future.
it won't be broken.
Don't think?
No.
Oh, every record's broken.
No.
Every record eventually
I
will
beg
be.
to differ.
Will be not Joe DiMaggio.
Not
Is that where
the
he was
Jolt
going?
and Joe.
I don't think
56
Kareem's
game hitting
career
streak.
scoring record will be broken.
Yeah. A lot more points scored today though than
True.
in the past, but
You have to play a long time.
I could see a 3-point record though. Maybe it depends on where he leaves it at. You know, I mean, how far he does get it. Now, is there anybody playing right now?
Well,
Probably not.
he broke Ray Allen's in about a little over half the amount of games played.
Really?
Yeah. If he plays as many games as Ray Allen, that record's going to be way up there.
Hard to beat, huh? But
Well, I heard a comment this week. I don't know whether it's Mike Greeny or somebody that Steph Curry is the most transformational player in the NBA since Michael Jordan. I believe it.
you know what Dan Patrick said?
What?
He was bad for the game.
Wow. Wow.
For the game.
the game.
He
Because
was bad
reliance
for
on the three.
because what he's done is that's all everybody wants to do now.
Yeah.
And not everybody shoots threes like Steph Curry, but that's what everybody wants to do, and that's what kids grow up now wanting to go out and just.
But he's
fire
still
up the threes.
transformational because
Oh,
he's-
no doubt.
whether it's in a good way or a bad
but
way.
he
Yeah, I
said-
would say he's more so
He
than,
said
than Jordan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so
He
too.
gave every 6'1" guard in America.
Yeah, because people couldn't really imitate what Jordan did.
No.
I mean, you could shoot a fadeaway and stick your tongue out, but that's about
Yeah.
as far as you could.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
couldn't do the things he did otherwise.
He couldn't jump 6 feet off the ground. Lenny said the Buffalo Braves in the NBA because Bob McAdoo was an NBA rookie of the year in the early 70s. Mike Powell will recall that.
Oh, yeah.
I knew McAdoo played in Buffalo for part of his career. But, yeah, Buffalo Braves, NBA. Our question was, is that, and Brett's pretty sure that's where the Clippers
I think it is. I think they
came from.
moved
Is that right,
to
Lenny?
LA
That's
and
the team
became
that
the
moved.
Clippers.
That's the team that moved to LA and for a second team in Los Angeles.
Wasn't McAdoo like the first transfer Dean Smith ever had? It seemed like he didn't start his career at Carolina. I could be wrong about that.
Has LA got 2 teams in every sport? Los Angeles, except baseball. They only have one in baseball.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
the Los Angeles
Good.
Angels of Anaheim.
I didn't
Which
mean
is-
it because of where they're located.
Yeah, I know.
I meant it because
They got a pretty
they're-
high payroll.
I meant it
don't know.
because they are
They tried.
not relevant. Clippers is correct, says Lenny. That's who moved there is the Clippers.
Hockey just has the Kings.
Yeah, I could see that.
They even have two.
Doesn't seem like an ice hockey town. But,
Two MLS teams now: the LA Galaxy and the Los
Wow.
Angeles Football Club.
and I was going to say, does New York have 2 teams and everything? But that'd be even a bigger joke
Yeah.
because
Well, I showed you the headlines in the New York Post, Loserville.
Loserville. I was thinking back. When is the last time? Now you guys have to help me. Maybe it was just more recent than I can think. But when is the last time New York won a world title? I mean, okay. The first thing.
Well, the Giants won a couple. What was it?
Well, the Yankees
10
have won
years
since
ago?
then. The Yankees have
Have
won.
they?
Yeah, the Yankees won in. It's been a while. I mean, it really has. Maybe the Giants have won since. I don't know. The Yankees. That'd be. Obviously, it's not the Knicks,
No.
and it's not the Nets.
The Giants' last title was what?
Now it could be hockey.
09?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
07 and 09.
Yeah, hockey might have the most recent.
And would that be the Rangers or the
they've both
Islanders?
they've both been good.
And the Devils you can't include, right? Or do you? Where do they play?
I don't know.
New Jersey. Of course, if you're going to not include Jersey teams, you have to take out the Giants and the Jets. But
That's right.
right now, New York's glad they.
Well,
don't.
at least they go by New York.
I know. But New York's glad they don't play in New York.
Yeah.
That's a joke. I mean, it's a joke, right?
And the
now.
Nets are really good. They just hadn't got over the hump yet.
Yeah, well, there's a difference in being really good and actually finally capturing that title.
What is it the Post also called the Jets? Gangrene.
Yeah.
The New Jersey Devils won it in 2003. No New York team has won since then. So
and the New York-Boston rivalry, but among sports, and how many titles the city of Boston has won in the last 25 years compared to New York.
New York Rangers
New York's
won
got
in
way more
94.
teams. Wow, you have to go back that far for the Rangers? Yeah, I think the Yankees have definitely won one in the 2000s.
Oh yeah, they have.
But
Maybe two.
Yeah, but
What's the most
not the
unlikely?
Mets.
What's the most unlikely city, weather-wise, and everything you think about hockey culture, to win a Stanley Cup?
Tampa.
Tampa. Gotta
yeah,
be
and
Tampa.
they've been good.
Yeah.
They've been one of the best.
Yeah, they've won a couple.
Not just Tampa, but Los Angeles too. I mean, that's LA's going to have a team and everything just because the city's so big. Though Tampa is kind of rare because it's a very small market. And
Can anybody out there name me the hockey team which won a Stanley Cup, and their theme song was an old pop song from the 80s called Gloria by Laura Branigan.
a lot of people. Oh, that Gloria. I was thinking about the.
Oh, you're thinking
one
about
Tom
the,
Petty covered and
the rock song.
Van
Gloria.
Morrison.
Van Morrison.
Van Morrison
a
covered
lot
it.
of people. A lot of people did that. Who's who's original on that? Gloria. I think it's somebody that's very obscure.
Van Morrison was with a band called, I think it was Them, something like that.
And that was where it came from. Is
Yeah.
that what? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you would know. You and Lenny.
Yankees last one in 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the most recent then, right?
And then they won
The
in
Giants haven't won since theirs was prior to
2000.
that, right? When they beat New England twice. The last one for the Giants came before that. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well,
Time goes by so fast.
hold on, I'll
It's
tell
kind
you.
of hard to keep up, but I would like to.
The answer to mine is the St. Louis Blues.
Rodney Willis beat you to
He
it.
beat me to
Yes,
it.
sir.
Good job,
It came
Rodney.
through right before you said it.
Good job, Rodney.
St. Louis Blues,
All right.
which is a terrific team name.
Giants won in
Yeah.
2012.
Did they really? What have they done since?
It was the 2011 season. Super Bowl was in February 2012. And
that is a trivia question a lot of people wouldn't get right there. What's the last New York team to win a world title? Is that where we stand now? It's the Giants.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the Giants, and it's
Way
been
back and
10 years ago, basically.
yeah.
10 seasons ago.
It really doesn't seem that long if you just think about 10 years. But that which one was it with when Plaxico Burris was with them and caught the big one? That was the first one, right?
That was 07, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The 07 season,
Yeah.
the Super Bowl was February of 08.
08.
And then 09 was the helmet catch.
Yeah.
Right?
Or
By David.
12. 2012. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, was it 12?
12.
Okay.
Yeah, where did I get 9? We're going back to
I know. I was thinking 9 too.
Well, it just gives you something to think about. Lenny and Rodney, since I'll ask them their opinion. If you could go to one venue that you've never been, we'll put it this way, that you've never been to, one venue that you've never been to just to catch a game just because of the venue or whatever, or the matchup in Mike Powell's case, what would it be? Rodney, Yankee Stadium. Maybe he's been to Yankee Stadium before and it'd be something different. Maybe Rodney would like to go to the old Oakland Coliseum.
Oh yeah.
Go back in history.
Back in history.
Watch the Raiders play.
Just win, baby.
Yeah.
Anybody going to say Wembley Stadium for
football?
Liverpool versus Manchester United.
That's football.
Tell me about that one.
I was thinking about Wembley Stadium and hosting an NFL game.
Well, how about Wimbledon?
Wimbledon?
That would be cool.
Have some.
Or the British Open at St. Andrews. That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brett's been to Augusta, to the Masters, so he can't say
right.
that one now. I would love to go. I've not been to Augusta.
Haven't either.
So I would like to go to Augusta. I have been to a U.S. Open one time when it was in Pinehurst, but not the have not.
I don't
got to go to
know.
the Masters.
Golf doesn't. I mean, it wouldn't be golf for me.
This is you here, me either. This is you right here, Mike. McAdoo was the only junior college scholarship transfer
right.
ever in Dean Smith's program. Do you know where he was at? What junior college he was at?
Somewhere in Florida.
Well, I can't tell you if that's the truth, if that's right or
okay.
not. I'll have to look it up. Looks like he's got Vincennes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right.
I believe that's
Vincennes, Vincennes Junior College.
Yeah.
And Lenny says his would be Augusta National. Is where he would. Yep. Is where he would want to go. Oh,
Okay.
Rodney has got a new one here.
Okay.
Rodney's got something we haven't even mentioned, and I'm in.
What is it?
Whole different sport.
Different sport?
We haven't even mentioned.
Ooh. Whole different sport.
And I do know people that have been and said it's worth.
Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That would be, probably top 5 for me.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Top 5 for sure. I was thinking top 3.
See, I would put like probably 30 different college football stadiums that I'd like to go see a game at.
There are a lot. I agree. There are a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if somebody offered me to get, a trip to the
30
Kentucky Derby, I wouldn't turn it down.
I was going to say, would all 30 be ahead of the Kentucky Derby?
That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing: Kentucky Derby, is one time a year. At Lambeau, you got at least 8 or 9 now. The schedule's the way it is.
But if
now.
somebody said, "Okay, I'll pay for your trip to," Georgia's playing at LSU. Football.
Yeah, I'd love to go to LSU.
Or would you rather go to the Kentucky Derby? I'd choose that football game.
And I haven't been to Georgia. I'd like to go to Georgia to see a game.
Well, the problem with the Derby, the ultimate race is only a little over 2 minutes long.
Well, it's the whole day.
The whole
you have to
day,
take in the whole day.
You have to take in the whole day.
And you have to. You got to spend now. But here's what's
going
to kill Mike Powell. You got to spend at least $500 on your attire for the day.
It's probably going to rain. Seems like it always does.
And you need to find a way to hang out with Rob Gronkowski when you get there too.
You would be in the same place as a lot of celebrities and famous athletes.
That's true. Yep. And
how much are mint juleps on Derby Day?
You may even see a horse that's going to win the Triple Crown.
Maybe.
Yeah, you may see a horse that's going to win the Triple Crown. Wow, this is the it's kind of weird, some of the stuff popping up. Got a couple messages. Rodney says they race all day, and yes,
I know.
They
I
race
knew
all
that.
day. And Mike Powell's not going to be doing much betting, though. Lenny says tell you that Vincennes Junior College is in Indiana.
Ooh.
So he came from Indiana.
That's shy. I don't know why I was thinking Florida
Yep.
on that one.
Where's he from originally? McAdoo.
No clue.
Did that have any? Is he from North Carolina? And did that have anything to do with him going to North Carolina? I don't know the answer to that. Lenny will.
Yeah.
Greensboro.
Is he?
Says he was born in Greensboro.
Maybe played his high school ball there, possibly.
Yep, Smith High School.
E. Smith.
E.
Or is that in Fayetteville?
Ben
Benny
L.
Smith.
Smith.
Ben L. Smith. That's right. There's more than one Smith around here. Yep. Lenny says Greensboro is home. I tell you, we've kind of eased in just talking about some different subjects this morning and some venues you'd like to go to. But we do have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about some of the bowl games that are coming up, the NFL schedule that has been adjusted big time this week due to COVID. Games that have moved. We're going to have 2 games on Tuesday night coming up. Bowl games. You guys informed me there was one last night. Coastal Carolina was a winner. 2?
Yeah.
Who else? Coastal was a winner, and
Well,
let's see.
The first bowl game was what, Wednesday night? Middle Tennessee State beat somebody. in a
Middle
bowl
Tennessee
game.
beat Toledo.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
Oh, it's yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how big do they have to be before you're all in? You know, the bowl. I mean,
I won't be all in until New Year's Eve.
Butch says 2 entirely ways to see the Derby: infield and box seats.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, now Butch Parker's going way back. He said he's been to Vincennes, Indiana, also home of Red Skelton.
Ooh. Okay.
I wasn't even going to ask you if you knew who, because that would take all day to come up. Brett may not even know who that is.
I know the name.
Okay.
The Red Skelton.
Just a comedian
Yeah.
from way back.
Clint McGillicuddy, or what was it?
Yeah.
What were some of
I
his?
think that's right. Yeah, McGillicuddy. I think
Lucy's maiden name.
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball.
Maiden name. How
Yeah.
about that? That's impressive to have the Red Skelton. I bet you got signs when you go into that town, home of Red Skelton. What do you want to bet?
Oh yeah.
That you got those signs. Rodney says the power of those horses running down the near the track is hard to describe. So
Yeah.
so Rodney, I'm taking it, has been to the Kentucky Derby. Scott Cloninger another.
Oh, yeah. Scott.
Person that listens to us regularly that's been several times that loves the Kentucky Derby. He says if you've never done it, I would strongly recommend it. That's what Rodney says about going to the Kentucky Derby. We'll have to do that sometime. I would love to do that sometime.
Yeah, when they play my old Kentucky home on the walk out to the starting gate.
Mike, let's face it, you're just going for the mint juleps. That's
Sure.
You're
Well,
that,
hey.
you are that kind of guy.
The mint juleps and the beautiful hats they wear.
You're not going to wear a flowery hat, are you?
No, would be a no.
Right. Let's take a time out. We'll come back and look at some of the sports action that's coming up on today and the upcoming week. Back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us on a Saturday morning. Dreary outside. Not much you can do outside, or what can you do outside today? Guess you can do anything you want if you want to get wet and sweat. Lenny says Bessemer City's Tony Byers also played at Vincennes before transferring to Wake Forest. Remember Tony Byers?
Oh, yeah.
Out of Bessemer.
Cool.
I do too. Yep.
I thought he was going to say some sporting event at Bessemer City.
He wanted to dream trip.
I'm trying to remember who coached Tony Byers at Bessemer. Was it Marty Hatchell or?
It might have been before Marty.
Before Marty?
I don't know, but I would think it was before Marty, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
How about Mr. Carpenter?
Marty's old,
Yeah.
Rodney says, I have been to Churchill Downs, but not when the Derby was actually racing. The biggest horse racing event I have actually been present at was at Keeneland Stadium in Lexington, and it was fantastic. I can only imagine what one of the top venues races of the year might be like. Yeah. And everybody talks more about the Derby than they do the other two, but the other two would also be the Belmont and the Preakness would also be fun to go to. And I think you would be, which one's third? Belmont?
That would be the Belmont.
So I think it would be fun to be at it.
If you had a
horse that had won the first two.
And the drama of can
win or lose, just to be there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'd be better if he did win.
Oh yeah,
the Triple Crown. But last Triple Crown winner was. We do this all the time, and nobody can ever.
Well, it hasn't been that long ago.
No, it hasn't. Biscuit Eater. That's a dog. Which would also be good races if you go to the Greyhound races. Let's see. It says you do have many signs, Butch says, talking about Red Skelton in Vincennes. Many signs and roads in Vincennes about old Red. He closed every show with good night and God bless, regardless of the character he was in.
He did.
Also been to Hickory. I'm going to butcher this one. Logotee, 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 and Washington, Indiana, all the towns in the Hoosiers movie.
Oh, yeah,
Of course, Bush
Hickory.
lived in Indiana for a while. So
Yeah, that's right.
got
Hickory.
that.
Hickory High School,
Yep.
which won the title in 50.
I've been to Hickory.
oh, wrong Hickory.
Same colors.
Same colors.
Yeah.
But they weren't the Red Tornadoes. They were the.
What was the nickname of the Hickory High team that won
There you go. They
the
were
championship in Hoosiers?
But says Keeneland is the prettiest track of them all. So, horse race track. What makes a track pretty? You know,
Yeah,
I guess the stadium and everything.
Yeah.
Everything it's
Well,
involved.
how could you chop Churchill
I
down?
don't know.
So,
I don't know. That's that is a
what would be?
a very, very, very good question. Lenny says Dean Smith would not have survived the transfer portal era. He said McAdoo was his first and last transfer because it was not fair to other players on scholarship who had put in the time.
Right.
So there you go. We are in a different era now,
Ooh,
buddy.
boy, Dean must be twirling in his.
What percentage of college athletes from this day forward will transfer at least once? Think about that.
I'd say close to 50%.
I do too, but on the upside.
Yeah.
I'd say close to 50% too, but I'm going with the over.
Yeah, you count that in the graduate, extra year of eligibility with the graduate transfer, right? Plus all the others.
Yeah, I said transfer. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which.
When,
yeah.
how, where. If you transfer, then you fall into that category. A couple NFL
What
games.
percentage of high school athletes transfer now?
It's growing.
Even that's
5.
Even that's high.
I don't know
Oh,
if it's
yeah.
5, but it is. You're right, it is, and only going to get higher.
yeah.
Well, I
higher
guess
and
it's
higher and higher every
especially
year.
football and basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and baseball probably has some mixed in there as well. I mean, I can recall a few names that have done it in baseball
The
over the last 10 years.
private school, high school basketball has ruined our high school basketball
has.
for me.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah.
There used to be, Oak Hill and
Just a
a
few,
few others,
few
but now
powers.
they're
Everywhere.
everywhere.
They are everywhere.
We got one just down the road.
Yeah.
Yep. In your back door.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They are at your back door now.
But it says Churchill Downs is in the slums of Louisville and actually reflects it. The twin spires are pretty neat. Now, Mike, the twin spires doesn't mean he's not talking about two girls.
Oh. I thought that's what he meant when you talked about twins. So.
I know. I saw you get excited over there, but had to straighten you out real quick.
But now I can see for miles.
And
you know
Miles?
what that illusion is to?
No.
My recent cataract surgery. Of course, yeah.
How'd that go?
At first, it was kind of like trying to get
2 days ago, right? Had it on
trying,
Wednesday.
trying to get
Thursday.
fog off your windshield, and then it felt like
That actually was fog on your windshield.
Oh,
this
is that what
morning.
that was? Oh, and then like you ever been to the beach and get a grain of sand
Yeah,
in your
oh,
eye?
yeah.
Sort of like
If
that
you've been
for
to
a
the
while.
beach, you've had a grain of sand in your eye.
But today it's actually a little better. So
That's yeah. Anything
day by day.
I think anytime you have anything done to your eyes.
I started to think of
it's-
all the pop
a
songs
few
that I could
days.
relate to, given that These Eyes by the Guess Who,
Lion eyes. That's you.
Lion Eyes by the Eagles. How about In Your Eyes
In
by
Your
Peter
Eyes.
Gabriel? Those are the ones that came to mind. But here's another thing: you got to sleep with this plastic bubble taped to your forehead, because they think you might accidentally gouge your eye or rub your eye in your dreams.
You talk about
when
like
you're having
bubble
sweet
wrap,
dreams.
like
A bubble wrap.
like is it on a package, like stuff's packed in to keep it from getting
well,
damaged.
it's actually a plastic bubble thing.
Yeah. I'd like to have seen a picture of that now. Wouldn't you, Brett? Get Mike all bubbled up over and
Yeah.
just in case somebody's going to ship him on Amazon as a Christmas present. He's got
Special
the
delivery.
Special delivery.
Arriving at a front door near you.
Let us first take a look at, let's see here, the scores from last night. If this will cooperate today. Let's see. You guys told me there were 2 games last night, and I have found those. Coastal Carolina came from behind to defeat Northern Illinois by a score of 47-41. All it would have took was been a nice little text from you guys saying, "Are you watching this football game?" And I would have flipped over there and watched this football game, because I can promise you, here's the way my TV works. If there's no sports on, which is rare, obviously, that there's no sports on, but if there's no sports on that I really want to watch, my TV goes to crime. I go to the crime channels. I either go to Forensic Files on what channel is that, Brett? That 204, whatever that is.
I don't know.
Headline News is on there too, I think, a lot of times. But anyway, it may be the Headline News, but they show a lot of Forensic Files. Or I go to 285, which is the ID network on DirecTV, and watch crime shows. And I don't know why that I'm hooked on crime shows and find that so interesting. Every now and then, though, you run into some local ones, and it's really interesting. But so last night, that's when I woke up in the middle of the night. That's what my TV was on, was Forensic Files. But I would have definitely watched a game last night had I known. And it's my fault, not y'all's fault. Obviously, it's my fault for not checking to see on a Friday night. If there's a bowl game.
Well, I knew earlier in the week that Friday was the first day.
How do you two guys communicate
games
in the same house when somebody finds a game or something?
Text.
Yeah. Okay. You just don't holler down the hallway.
Yeah, it has to go. It would have to go into a completely different floor.
That's right.
So,
you guys live on different floors.
Yeah. That's it's still text. It's just like the same way students communicate when they're sitting beside each other in class. They text each other. They don't talk. They text each other.
Yeah, right. I know all about that.
I know you do. That's just become the way, isn't it? The way of the world is send it in a text. And thank goodness for text, because I'm getting all these different texts this morning from our loyal listeners. Butch says, I believe I met the Spire twins. I think. Mint juleps suck. That's what he says about that. Mint juleps suck.
Yeah, I've heard they were overrated.
My good friend James Patton, who coaches Miami of Ohio's son, was the starting center for Northern Illinois last night. Tough loss.
Yeah.
So how about that? Yeah, 47-41 is the final score last night. Coastal Carolina improves to 11-2. Northern Illinois season ends at 9-5.
But they were. Did you guys know that Northern Illinois was winless last year? So that's the biggest turnaround in the country.
Absolutely. It seemed like I heard that on a sports show.
Think about that turnaround. Bowl game, win 9 games.
No wins to 9 wins. So coaching change, same guy stay in place?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we need to. Why isn't his name out there for coach of the year?
Miracle worker is what I would call it.
How many times do you see a college football team win 9 games more than they did the previous season? You just don't play that many games.
I think they had
incredible.
A quarterback that had transferred in.
There we go.
I only watched a little bit of that game, and I the way they were talking, I think this was his first year there, and he came from Michigan State.
Okay.
His last name was Lombardi.
Oh, wow. Enough said.
But I don't know about the coaching situation. But they finished the game inside Coastal Carolina's 10 and basically just ran out of time.
Okay.
Inside the 10. Had a chance to win it.
Are you guys surprised that Coastal's coach was – I figured he might be ready for a big-time, FBS job.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't leave after last year.
Yeah, when they were 11-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had another great year.
11-2.
11
right
and 2,
now.
So.
Yep.
That was their first ever bowl win.
22-3 in 2 years. That's not too shabby.
Yeah. Coastal outscored Northern Illinois 14-3 in the final quarter to win that game last night. you know, we talk about some of the games this day and time and how high scoring they are. That one's borderline right there, with a lot, 88 points, but still not Big 12 like when both teams might be in the 60s.
Well, now that's changing.
It has. It has. It really has.
Oklahoma State.
Thanks to the mullet.
The mullet, they play good.
The mullet's
defense.
brought defense back.
Baylor played
Baylor's,
good defense.
yeah, Baylor's got good defense.
Hey now.
It's
no longer ping pong.
Cincinnati's moving to the Big 12, right?
Cincinnati.
They got a good defense.
Yeah, they do.
They're moving. BYU moving to the Big 12. Not too shabby.
That's going to be fun to see. That really is going to be. Now, I don't know when all this takes place. Not when. 4 years down the road? Or
You know what? I don't think it's going to be that long.
do you not? Okay.
Let's just go ahead and cut, cut our
that's a whole different subject. Why in
Yeah.
the world does it take
Yeah.
that long? Why does it have to? Because these schedules can change at the drop of a hat. People
They change them for TV all the
can.
time.
They can change. They can move them around. They don't have to stay.
I
stay
honestly
in those
think it'll be
commitments.
one more year of the Big 12 as it is, and then Texas and Oklahoma, they'll find a way to get them there in like 2 years.
Yeah, which would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, and rather than drag it out till 2025. I mean,
the other game last night, I guess that's the only way you put it. The other game, there was a game prior to the Northern Illinois game. Middle Tennessee defeated Toledo 31-24. I don't know. I was going to say not as much drama, but I guess there was. A 17-point second quarter for Toledo had them up at halftime, but Middle Tennessee scored 17 in the fourth quarter to come away with the win last night in that game. I was just looking here at some of the leaders. Middle Tennessee quarterback, 23 for 35, 272 touchdowns. Toledo's running back, 126 yards on the ground. Nothing really just blows you away stat-wise in that game. Not gonna lie to you, that's one of the type bowl games for me that I'm not gonna sit down and watch the entire thing. You know what I mean? But now if I am watching and it gets interesting and I'm watching in the second half and it's tight, that's different. I do stay tuned and watch it. But
speaking of stats, David, how about Grayson Hall, Grayson McCall, the quarterback from Coastal.
Mm-hmm.
315 yards, 4 touchdowns, 73.3 passer rating, not too shabby.
Yep, and do we know if that for sure is that the kid from Union County that lives beside
Porter Ridge.
Jay Hefner?
Yeah.
Porter Ridge. Yeah, good night for him.
Yeah.
Especially in the touchdown column, the 4 TDs through the
You
air.
could you see him in the transfer portal? If some really big time.
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking like he transferred there, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe.
I can't remember.
I think he's
can't
only
recall.
is he a junior, sophomore?
Don't know. Do not know. I like the name of the tight end. Likely,
yeah. I saw him last night.
Likely had 7 catches, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns last night for Coastal Carolina. So, yeah, interesting. Let's see where we're going with this. Today's matchups.
A lot of games today.
Yeah, do you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw this before I left the house this morning that Appalachian gets underway at 11 a.m. Do you realize their bowl game kicks off at 11 a.m.? Don't necessarily like that, but I do understand it's all about television and getting them all in where you can see. They still overlap, but they don't overlap quite as bad. Western Kentucky 8-5 taking on Appalachian 10-3. That one is at Florida Atlantic Stadium in Boca Raton, Florida.
What's the name of that bowl? Roofclaim.com.
Roof Claim. Boca Raton Bowl is what the name
Yeah.
of that is, Mikey. You go with that sponsor if you want to.
Well, nothing ever topped the Poulan Weed Eater
Are you sure?
Independence Bowl out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Not even the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl?
Yeah, late night comedian has his own bowl.
Yeah. How about that?
Pretty good.
I wonder when it may be on here today. I don't know when it's being played.
Yeah.
Is it today?
It's today.
How about that? 2:15 today, it'll be UTEP, Texas El Paso, taking on Fresno State. 7-5 taking on 9-3. The 9-3 Bulldogs. UTEP. I know this. Do you guys want to guess their nickname? You can kind of tell by looking at the logo. They're not the Picks.
I don't know. What is it?
I think they're the Miners.
Oh.
Yeah, the pick and the
Yeah,
logo.
Miners.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
what?
it.
See the pick in the logo?
Yeah.
I like that. The T's a pick. I don't know.
That one's in Albuquerque.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Walter
Keeps me
White
mining
expected-
for a heart of
Walter
gold.
White expected to be in attendance. Mike,
Do
you
the
know who
coin
that
toss.
is?
Who?
Walter White.
Nope, he
Walter
doesn't know.
White.
Well, Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Albuquerque.
that's right.
Famous. Albuquerque. Famous.
If I ever
for-
get around to watching that series.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
just
it's
skip,
your loss,
just
not ours.
Skip all these bowl games
Yep,
today.
it's your loss, not ours. Yeah,
If
you.
if I could probably,
you
if
would
I
be
don't-
happy you did.
How many hours are we talking about? About 30-some hours?
I'd say it's more than that, wouldn't you, Brett?
40-some hours?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, probably.
Once
more.
you, I promise you
That's
this.
about
once-
what, 10 bowl games?
Once you get hooked, you'll watch the whole thing in a month.
No.
You'll watch the entire series. Once you, Brett, you'll binge watch it. You'll watch the whole thing within maybe less than a month. Now that you're retired, and that'd be the perfect thing for your vision. Getting that getting that vision back clear is watching Breaking Bad.
Crystal clear.
How many of our listeners have watched Breaking Bad? I like to give me if you've not watched Breaking Bad, I highly recommend you do. It's probably the best thing I've ever watched on TV, except for the
52 hours.
It's the best thing I've ever watched
Roughly.
on TV, except for
The Andy Griffith Show.
nope. The Red Sox overcoming a 3-0 deficit to the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them, Lenny. The Red Sox overcoming a 3-0 deficit to the Yankees and going all the way and winning the World Series.
Which
I
then
think.
became the subject of one of the great films of all time, Fever Pitch.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
But Fever Pitch, you know the story. The movie was finished.
I know. They had to go back and change
the ending.
They did.
Never expected them to win, right?
Nope.
Let's see.
Can you name the actress, the lead actress in that one?
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
And the guy was Jimmy
Fallon.
I knew not Kimmel, but Fallon. Let's see. Got a couple things here. This is Butch. Best way to keep up with the bowls is play Capital One Bowl Mania. Okay. He'll have to give me details on how I sign
I
up.
don't know.
Well, we already missed 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got this thing going on here where we've been picking games every week, but even the guy that created it quit. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Lanny?
The creator
I said we've got this
abandoning
thing here where we've been
abandoned his
picking games
creation.
all year, but even the guy that created it quit. And that's pretty bad that the guy that created it. Mike Powell quit before Lanny did.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, they quit. Quitters.
I also quit on the only
And
fantasy league I
That's
was
no reason
in.
to stop, though. A lot of people don't do that Thursday game because they do forget, but
Yeah.
just pick up where you left off. Last one on Hoosiers movie. It was based in Milan High School. It's either Milan or Milan. I'm going to say Milan, M-I-L-A-N, Milan. And nickname was Hickory Huskers.
Yep.
UTEP Stadium is awesome, where they play the Sun Bowl. So, yeah, that is an awesome
Oh, that
stadium.
is tremendous,
yeah, great views.
Yeah.
Let's see. That was much-watched TVs, what Lenny says about Breaking Bad. There you go, Mike.
Okay.
You are behind. Here's what's
Now,
going to happen.
I am up on Ozark.
Rick is going to watch it before you.
No way.
Okay, there's your challenge.
There's my
Rick is
challenge.
gonna
I will
watch it.
watch it before the Troc.
And I don't even
watches
think,
it.
Brett, you don't even have to pay to watch it, do you? I mean, it's not like if you have to
No.
pay to watch it, Mike's out, I guess. But
Well, I don't know what.
No,
I don't know what it's available on.
somebody set up a GoFundMe.
I think it's
so
on
I can
Netflix.
watch.
Butch,
Yeah,
has,
Netflix, right?
Butch has the best answer yet. He said, "You dogs hooked me on Breaking Bad."
Oh,
So there
well,
you go.
There you go.
It's
You dogs. Yeah.
it's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
it's one of those shows too. It don't even take you. You know how some things have to take you 5 or 6 episodes to get in. Nah, this takes about
Well,
5 minutes. doesn't
5
it, Brett?
minutes.
About 5 minutes. It's great
Now,
acting. Great acting.
How would you
Bryan
guys
Cranston.
compare Breaking Bad to Ozark?
They're very similar.
Similar, but
Both
Breaking
very
Bad's-
dark crime.
you should probably trust his opinion more than you do mine. He watches way more stuff like this than mine. And go ahead and finish, Brett.
I like Breaking Bad a little better, which Ozark isn't over yet, so
No,
it's
it's
kind of
just
hard
3
to say.
seasons,
But
that's right.
like Breaking Bad even has a good ending, and I think that's the hardest thing to do with
Yeah.
the series is
Yeah, because
to end it.
how many shows there's been controversial endings? The Sopranos, of course, was controversial to a degree.
Jaws wasn't.
No, that's pretty final there. Yeah.
I mean, even Seinfeld, a sitcom,
Yeah.
Crazy
everybody
ending.
thought the ending
Yeah.
of it was bad.
It was. Everybody thought it would be coming back because of the way it ended, and it hasn't come back yet.
Wasn't there the ending of MASH, the old MASH series? Didn't it? It wasn't
Yeah,
exactly.
I
didn't
didn't
please
watch-
everybody. I think.
I didn't watch MASH.
You're probably not going to please everybody.
No.
What was the movie that came out that time that you could click on different endings? It had like 4 or 5 different endings. I can't remember what it was. A movie though. It wasn't a series.
Yeah.
It was not a
it was
TV
movie.
series. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, and here, listen to this. Butch Parker gives me the best reference yet. Better call Saul to find out,
yeah.
which is a spinoff of Breaking Bad.
Which is also a good one.
Oh,
right?
it is.
Dark.
It is. It's good, and the actor in that's very good too. What's his name?
Yeah,
Brett?
Bob Odenkirk.
Odenkirk. He's really good.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's good in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little different though. It's not as good as Breaking Bad.
Right.
I mean, Better Call Saul's a different series, but it's not as.
What's the sports series that's the rave now? Ted
Lasso.
Lasso.
Yeah, that's on Apple TV.
Don't you
I
start watching
I don't
anything
have
till you
that.
watch Breaking Bad. I would
Okay.
love to see.
No, no, of
I would
course
love
not.
to hear you talk about
Okay.
Breaking Bad after you've watched it, and just see if just so you know we're not just setting you up because
I know.
it's really good. What was
The one I'm stuck on now is Succession on HBO.
Better Call Saul? His name was Saul Goodman, and he ran he was an attorney,
Yeah.
but he's just he was an attorney that all he did was help out crooks, and you know how he got his name, Saul Goodman.
No.
It's all good, man.
Oh, good man.
That's how he got it. I didn't even think about that, but somewhere in the show he
As
said
they got
he
20
tells
years
that.
to life, it's all good, man.
Good for him. He was cashing
Get the
in.
money, yeah.
He's cashing in. Appalachian State, Western Kentucky today, as we said at 11 a.m. UTEP and Fresno State 2:15. Battle of the Initials coming up at 3:30. UAB versus BYU. Kind of a weird matchup there.
Yeah.
I want to see. I can't believe the spread on that game is just 6.5. Am I missing something there? I would have thought BYU would be at least a double-digit favorite.
It wasn't that many years ago that UAB didn't have a football program.
Yeah, because of Alabama and Auburn. Alabama and Auburn made them quit.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Didn't want them taking their recruits.
Get greedy now.
They did. Eastern Michigan taking on Liberty today. Eastern, that's at 5:45 on ESPN.
10th Avenue freeze out for Liberty.
Mobile, Alabama. 10th Avenue freeze out. Explain.
Hugh Freeze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just lost me for a minute. Couldn't think about
You got to
Hugh-
catch my quick
Hugh Freeze is
witticisms
an
here.
awesome as an awesome coach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's kind of like some of the other guys we talked about in weeks past.
Best coach from a hospital bed I've ever seen.
Is he?
Yeah. Remember that game? He what was it? Knee injury, and he actually
Yeah, I
wheeled
remember.
him into the.
I remember of it, but I don't remember.
I don't know the
The
details.
details.
I don't know the details either. Let's see. Liberty 7-5. Eastern Michigan 7-5. Some of these games, honestly, you will see some good football. Liberty is got some really good.
Oh, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one to watch right there because Eastern Michigan's always just battle tested. Utah State, Oregon State tonight, a 10-3 Utah State team taking on the Beavers at 7-5. That one is in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, so the weather will be great inside the stadium.
And outside.
And outside, most likely.
Yeah.
Louisiana taking on Marshall, 12-1. Louisiana taking on the
But
Thunder.
without Billy Napier, he coached
Parted
him
ship.
in. Yeah.
He's gone.
He's
to help
Florida.
me again. Florida.
Florida.
Tell me why this. You guys maybe know a little more in depth. I can't answer. Why are we seeing a 12-1 take on a 7-5 in a bowl? You usually don't see the records that much difference.
I know.
I don't know if that's a.
Are they giving Marshall a lot more credit, or are they taking away from
one conference
Louisiana
versus another matchup?
Okay, well, that could be.
I don't know.
That could be.
I mean, Marshall finished second,
and the 12-1's playing in Louisiana. They're playing at the New Orleans Superdome.
Yeah,
which is now called Caesars or Kaiser. Maybe they're playing in the Kaiser Superdome.
we can go to that.
I think it's a short drive up to Kaiser. We'll catch
right up 182 or somewhere. But.
That's what we need to do. Is build us they already have a salad named after them, don't they, Mike?
Yeah.
Most Italian
Kaiser
restaurants have a Kaiser salad.
Quite well known.
Yes, it is. Middle Tennessee. That's. I'm back to last night now, but. There's your bowl rundown for today. More likely to watch today, obviously Appalachian.
Oh, yeah,
for me, even though it's just at a weird time, though, 11 a.m. I may not get to see the start.
I'll barely be through breakfast by 11 a.m.
Yeah, Appalachian, UTEP, and Fresno. We're going to watch that one just because it's being played in Albuquerque, right? What's the first thing you think of? And this is me. I know where I'm going. What's the first thing you think of when you hear Albuquerque?
The Pitt, 1983, national championship game, NC State, Houston.
Well, I think of Breaking Bad. I didn't even know that game was played in Albuquerque, that NC State.
And I think of Bugs Bunny.
You do?
Yeah, because in one of the Bugs Bunny's things, he pulls up, comes out of the rabbit hole, and he says, I knew I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque. And that line.
I love that.
It's a classic line. It's even used in Breaking Bad, if I'm not mistaken.
Take a left turn at Albuquerque.
I'm pretty sure it is used at some point in Breaking Bad. But let's see. I'm going to read you some more. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back, and I'm going to read you some more of the comments. All I see on one of these, it drew my attention big time. It says George Strait. So
Ooh.
We would definitely get into that when we come back.
Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind?
Whoa! What was the comment by Mike about
Fort Wayne?
Does Fort Wayne ever cross your mind?
Not usually.
I forgot about that. Mike Pound is
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Let's take a time out. Back with more in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Welcome back. Glad to have you with us here this morning. Appreciate all the input this morning. I know everybody is a Bugs Bunny fan.
Okay.
At some point, you have to be a Bugs Bunny fan.
Air meets hair.
Air meets hair, Lanny says.
And he was on his way to Las Vegas and gets lost in the Black Forest of Germany.
Going to.
Oh, yeah.
That's easy to do.
Yeah, he should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque.
A common mistake there, going to Germany instead of Las Vegas.
In the Black Forest, no less.
I like it. That's. I tell you what, we give a lot of people a lot of credit, and these, like Tarantino and all these guys that created all these great movies and stuff. The cartoon guys.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, most of the jokes on cartoons weren't for 4-year-olds.
No, they were for
adults.
An adult audience.
Yeah, they were for adults to understand them.
They were.
What about The Simpsons? That's been going on forever now.
Yeah.
It's is it not the longest running show?
I think so.
Of all time, except for maybe a soap opera that only Mike Powell watches the soap operas. He looks like a General Hospital man.
No, I'm actually The Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless.
Was mine.
The Bold and the Beautiful.
Followed by The Bold and the Beautiful. Set in L.A.
When I was growing up, it was
LA.
As the World Turns. That was like the guiding light.
Guiding light.
Guiding light.
Those were big time. I hate to even say that I know that, but I do. My grandmother loved to watch those.
Now, wasn't there a guy on one of the subs now, General Hospital? He refused to get the vaccination, so now he's off the show.
A hospital would have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, even though he's on a show.
General Hospital.
He was a doctor on a hospital show. Soap opera about with a hospital setting.
Give him the boot, didn't they?
Give him the boot.
Let's see. Butch says one of our maiden kids, Luke Bohemer, is a senior manager at Liberty and loves Hugh Freeze. Luke's a great kid, and of course, yes, know his mom, Rhonda. Let's see. George Strait. Okay, now Butch. It's been a while since we. What would George Strait be the answer to? What kind of question did I ask that George Strait would be the? He could be the answer to a lot of questions, but I don't remember what we mentioned.
Whether or not you can reach Cheyenne by morning.
Yeah. He's a real estate agent. If you need some oceanfront property.
Oceanfront property. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
Amarillo by morning. I'm sorry.
Amarillo by morning. Albuquerque by morning. If you make the correct turn along the way.
What is George Strait?
Lenny says UTEP's greatest sports moment was winning the NCAA basketball championship in the early 60s under Don Haskins.
Oh, yeah.
But at that time, they were called Texas Western.
Texas Western.
And then he says, I was thinking the 83 NCAA championship, Lenny was. But, I'm the only one thinking Bugs Bunny out of Albuquerque. But, you know what our challenge should be today? And it's so easy to cheat today, it wouldn't even be fair. But I would love to see our listening audience, without computers, without a phone, without any of that, spell Albuquerque.
That's a tough one. I know it. No cheating, no Googling.
Yep, that
spell Albuquerque.
Yeah, you'd see some hilarious spellings there of Albuquerque, and it's not quite like you would think,
No. How many of us could actually spell Krzyzewski?
I got that one.
Oh, I know that.
Krzyzewski.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. I used to know.
Or just put a K.
Much easier.
Yep. I got to mention this, too. A lot of people don't know this, but I'll let you guys know it the other night. Lanny may not even know this. John Reeves. Do you remember John Reeves, Lanny?
Oh, yeah.
John Reeves. You heard about his son? John Reeves' son.
It is his son?
Yep. Is 7'1" and committed this week to Duke.
Yeah.
Committed to play basketball at Duke out of Oak Hill. Yep. And got a message from Walt Hefner telling me a little bit about that. You had already sent me the link, but we didn't put that together.
I know.
You'd sent me a link.
I didn't.
That's Horace.
Horace was his
That's
older brother. Horace Hollywood Reeves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both pretty good basketball players.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very good.
And John was even taller than Hollywood. He was about 6'5".
John Reeves is a graduate of West Lincoln, as is Horace. And I think the son of Horace, I think, played basketball at Lincolnton. But I can't. Jamel?
He had two.
Had two? Okay.
Jaquez and Jamel. Yeah, both.
And but now
both went to Lincoln.
But now this one went to West Charlotte before going to Oak Hill.
Did he?
And signed this week with to play basketball at Duke.
John,
his name is Christian Reeves.
John at one time was at Bank of America, if I'm not mistaken.
Was he?
Well, it says he retired as a. What I read was he retired as a Charlotte police officer.
John did. Maybe
I think Horace worked for Timken. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I think one of them did. I don't know. I don't know if it was his entire.
Well, what a
career,
tandem! Both on the same West Lincoln team. Tommy Leatherman was the point guard. Who else was on that team? Alan Wilfong.
No. Yeah, he might have been. Yeah, I'm trying to think. He was a little younger than that, but Alan might have been.
Mike Powell's recall.
No,
Come on, don't doubt my recall.
Yeah, well, it depends on what it's about, what subject. Some of those subjects should be left completely alone,
But
and we will leave them alone. Right?
Yeah, I think Horace was like a year or two ahead of John, maybe one, I don't know, something like that.
I can't remember. For some reason, I would have thought John was the older one, but
they had a really good team too, and they played Bandy's in the district final. But guess who Bandy's had on its team?
Probably a McCleve.
No.
Odom.
A Mad Bomber, Vernon Odom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A McCleve or an Odom.
One or the other. Yeah. That was Curtis Odom, then Vernon Odom, then James McCleve was also around.
Yep, that was some pretty good basketball. That was just some pretty good basketball back then.
McCleve was scoring 40, 50 points a game, as I recall.
Butch, help me out. George Strait. Did we figure out what that was? What that was the?
Would it have something to do with one of those bowl games, El Paso, or? I don't know if he mentions Albuquerque in any songs. I know he's got a Santa Fe, something about Santa Fe.
Well,
Do you know the way to San? No, it's San Jose. I'm sorry.
take a left turn at Albuquerque.
You'll end up in San Jose.
That's how you get there. Take a left turn at Albuquerque. I wanted to, let's see, look at, just keep moving forward a little bit on the, come on, help me out here.
On what?
On
Bowl
the bowls,
games?
yeah. Why did it stop and not give me any further? You know, like Lindsey Nelson said, we'll move on to further action.
We'll move on
here.
to further action in the second half.
Wait, I've seen wait on my
Well,
computer
there's
way too
one
much lately.
on Monday.
Who is it?
Tulsa and Old Dominion
Yeah,
in the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
that's a good one.
Who's the most famous Old Dominion football player?
The Redskins quarterback.
There you go.
Or Washington's
Yeah.
quarterback.
I
Taylor
thought-
Heineke.
Yeah, Heineken.
Yeah.
Somebody called him. Was that us last week? Called him Heineken.
Heineken.
Ice cold.
Ice cold.
Actually, it was actually on TV that whoever was doing the game said Heineken. It was on the Fox pregame show. It was Terry Bradshaw.
Well,
Yeah, during the Fox pregame show, said Taylor Heineken, and boy, they let him have it.
They let him have it.
They let him have it, calling him Heineken, which was great. You know,
That a Freudian slip.
Freudian slip, they call it.
no, that was a wishful slip.
Yeah.
Terry was wishing he had a Heineken right there on the set that day. But they are great together, by the way. I enjoy watching that pregame show as much as any that I watch,
Yeah,
just
it
because
has-
they have such a good time.
They just have a good time.
It's informative, and they have a good time.
And see,
well.
that's the vibe we tried to emulate on this show.
Not informative, but have a good time.
Not necessarily correct
We're
or factual.
50%
or-
of the way there, right? We're not informative, but we definitely,
We have a good time.
yes, we definitely have a good time. Let's see. I did find more bowl schedule here, but the internet is just like kind of every time I get it pulled up, it just like rolls over and you have to start over again. But we went through, I enjoy watching BYU, so I'm going to watch. I'll probably make it a point to try and watch some of that BYU game from Independence Bowl's. Which place? That's Shreveport.
Yeah,
Shreveport.
yeah.
Shreveport.
Yeah.
Watch some of that. The
An
Myrtle,
exciting and dynamic Shreveport, Louisiana in December.
the one that Brett mentioned, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Old Dominion and Tulsa, Monday night or Monday afternoon, actually at
Now, where will that
2:30.
be played at? Coastals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Didn't we figure that out, Brett? Because you said they're actually going to be in Conway, and
yeah.
not at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So it'd be played at Coastal's
Brooks Stadium.
Brooks Stadium. Didn't know that was the name of that stadium. The Idaho Potato Bowl features Kent State in Wyoming on Tuesday, 3:30 p.m., followed by Texas, San Antonio, San Diego State in the these names, I tell you, Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. That's just too much
And that's a
to say.
But that's actually not being played in
12.
Frisco, but in Frisco, Texas, right?
It is being played in Frisco then.
Yep.
I don't know if it's in
Frisco, Texas,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Texas San Antonio is 12-1. San Diego State's 11-2. So that's the best two records we've
Right.
seen matched up
Yeah.
so far. I don't know how good the teams actually are.
the Armed Forces Bowl, Missouri taking on Army. That game will be Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. By this time, we're going to be out of the NFL games. Right now, we have NFL games. We'll get to that in a little bit that are scheduled through Tuesday night. But Missouri Army, 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Then on Thursday night, as we really approach Christmas, just one day prior to Christmas Eve, North Texas taking on Miami of Ohio. Now, North Texas, is that the Mean Green?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's
Then,
also being played in Frisco.
well, that's where they're from, isn't it?
Not sure.
Is North Texas University not in?
I don't know.
It
I
might
thought
be.
it was like Fort Worth. That could,
It could be. I don't know. Fort Wayne, one or the other.
Fort Apache.
It says they're in Denton, Texas.
Oh, Denton.
But I don't know.
Should have known. Didn't. The Gasparilla Bowl, What's a Gasparilla, Mike?
Yeah. I know what sarsaparilla is. Old-fashioned drink.
Well, this is the same thing made with gas. Central Florida taking on Florida. Can Florida win that game? Can they beat Central Florida?
Yeah.
Or is Central Florida the favorite? You seen a line on that?
Florida by 6.5.
Is that the real line or the Brat line?
No, that's what's on this app right here.
Okay.
Well, now, will Billy Napier coach in that game? I don't know.
I don't think so. Don't you usually
Maybe
just
on
let
the
the, don't you
recruiting,
usually just let
yeah.
the assistants take when
Or the
you
interim.
You usually don't see somebody step in like that.
No.
New coaches step in and do
No.
the bowl. They just wait because they don't know enough about the team
No.
to come in and coach in that bowl
Well,
game.
just like with Oklahoma, Bob Stoops is going to coach them in the bowl game against Oregon, I guess. He was named interim coach, even though they now have a coach in Brent Venables. So.
Plus, I also think, Mike, if you coach in that bowl game and you lose, that's a bad start.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, really,
It is a
because
bad
you've
start.
got 6 months now
Yeah.
before you're going to do anything else. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep, you're right.
that counts, and you don't want to start.
Yeah,
you
I'd
know,
say if
that-
the coach is promoted,
yeah,
they
he'll
would
do
coach
it.
the bowl
right.
game.
Yeah.
But not.
But if
one
you're
brought
coming
in.
from another school, probably not.
And then everybody's going, do we really want him? You
Yeah.
get beat 42-0.
Yeah.
You get fired before you even.
Yeah, who
start a
wants
full
that?
season.
Who wants that bad taste in
Yeah,
your mouth
you-
to start?
Yeah, best to stay away. Just watch
Be
that
a
one.
fan.
Watch that one from the skybox.
Yeah, Skybox.
Friday, December 24th, Hawaii Bowl, Memphis versus Hawaii. Play that. Hawaii, come
Of
on,
course.
guys, it's Hawaii Bowl.
Yeah, gotta be.
Saturday, December 25th, Georgia State, Ball State, and the Camellia Bowl. Monday, December 27th, Western Michigan and Nevada. I'm not even going to name the bowls. Also on that same date, Boston College and East Carolina. That one interests me. One interests me. How can East Carolina match up against an ACC team here?
Yeah, didn't they finish 7-4? Had a pretty good
They had a
year?
good year. I'm not sure exactly what the record was. I wish it put that here on the schedule.
7-5.
7-5.
Okay.
On Tuesday, December 28th, Houston and Auburn. I think that's a good matchup.
Yeah.
I'll just say that's a good matchup. Middle of the road SEC team this year, Auburn. But Auburn to me is one of those teams that they're capable of beating anybody. They took
yeah.
Alabama to overtime. So
But hasn't
I think
Bo
that's
Nix
that's
already
a good-
entered the
good matchup.
transfer portal?
don't
Their
know.
port-
Yeah.
has he?
Yeah.
It has.
Who hasn't? It'd be
The,
easier just to make a list of who hasn't.
Who's the biggest name to enter the transfer portal prior to a bowl game? Or say, who's the biggest name who says he's not going to play in the bowl game?
The kid from Pitt.
Yeah, Pickett.
Pickett. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pickett.
And so is Kenneth Walker, the running
yeah,
back
running
out
back
of
Michigan State. Yeah, I heard both of those this week.
Well,
Are there two arguments here, or do we just
A couple of
defer
Notre
to-
Dame's top guys aren't playing. The running back, Kyron Williams, and then the safety, Kyle Hamilton.
Christian
Not gonna
McCaffrey was
play.
the first. They said Christian McCaffrey went before all his teammates at Stanford, told them what was at stake, and every one of them told him not to play in the
Exactly.
bowl game.
Yeah,
So
I'm with you.
don't play. You cannot do
It's
anything. What you gonna do to improve yourself if you play in?
No, you got your
Only
body
you can only go that way.
Yeah.
You can only go down.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see anybody
get hurt.
not
I hate
not
it.
play if their team is in the playoff.
I don't
That's
think
right.
you would.
But
You
if it's
wouldn't.
just
You
any
wouldn't.
other bowl game, then I don't blame them
Right.
at all.
Right.
It's just an exhibition.
Yeah, because
it's
now-
entertainment. Let's face it.
We've talked about this in the past. How many bowl games, because of the playoffs now, how many bowl games do you actually pay attention to?
Ever since we went to the 4-game playoff.
Basically, your favorite team you're going to watch,
Yeah.
and everything else is just kind of hit and miss, right?
I remember Notre Dame played Ohio State in one of the New Year's Six games 5 or 6 years ago, and Jalen Smith, the
Didn't play.
linebacker, he played and he
Got
tore his
hurt.
ACL.
Yeah, there you go.
And
He
Prime
got drafted
example,
by
maybe.
Dallas.
And he hadn't been the same since.
No, he hadn't.
He has not been the same since.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he got traded to Green Bay this year during the season.
And hadn't really made an impact
No,
there
he
either.
hadn't.
And
Never
this-
has been
And
the
he was
same.
maybe the best defensive player in the country
in the
before he
yeah,
got hurt.
In the college playoff era, we have to regard all bowl games except the two big ones, the semis, as exhibitions.
Yeah, that's why we need to just go
entertainment.
ahead and get 12 teams in, and then more of these guys will play because the games are meaningful.
That's right.
That's
Exactly.
about the only way you can look at it.
Yeah, I'm like you. I don't think a guy is, if his team's in the playoff, that he's going to.
I hope we don't start
I think
seeing
they'll
that.
want to play then.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they want to play then because,
That big
it's-
stage.
Yeah, and it doesn't even matter if you're the 12th seed.
No,
I think
wanna,
if there are 12 or whatever we have,
Yeah.
it's the 8th, the 12th, whatever the bottom is, I don't think it matters. I think if it's playoffs, then these guys are a little more focused and more likely. And you might even start a little earlier too, because I don't think the playoffs. I think if we get to where there's 3 rounds, you're not going to have that month off in between.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing pretty quick, so you can still close it out the first week of January, or at least let's hope so. Anyway, I think the time off. I think the time off is what makes people sit out.
Yeah, I hate that.
As much as
I hate
anything.
that, the month
With
off.
the month off.
If you got 3 to 4 weeks off and you say, I could be doing other stuff, I'm not even going to be here and focus on this. I'm going to work out and be ready for
You're
the
ready
draft,
for the draft
and
and the
less chance
combines.
of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because
I
you're
get
talking
it.
about a 3 to 4 week span and playing 3 to 4 hours in that game.
Yeah.
It's such a small portion that I totally understand it. Air Force in Louisville in the Responder Bowl. That's also on December 28th, Tuesday. Mississippi State, Texas Tech in the Liberty Bowl, and San Diego Credit Union Bowl, Holiday Bowl, I should say. UCLA and NC State. Weird matchup, but I like it.
I do too.
I really do like that
Like this
matchup.
one.
I probably
Because those
will
teams
watch.
would never, ever play or haven't played,
Right.
it doesn't seem like.
Yep.
Except, of course, in basketball in 1974, right?
We got to get to some of these messages in a minute. One of them's pretty funny. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl. So you know how much your ticket's going to cost you
No, exactly.
before you get there, right,
Guaranteed.
Mike Powell?
Guaranteed.
West
rate.
Virginia and Minnesota. The only thing I don't like about that matchup is at 10:15 at night. It must be New Year's Eve. No, it's not.
No,
it's
it's
prior to New Year's Eve.
What are you
28.
doing New
Yep.
Year's Eve?
Sleeping. The Fenway Bowl. SMU taking on Virginia on Wednesday, December 29th. The New Era Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium, Maryland and Virginia Tech on that same day. Also Clemson, Iowa State. I like that matchup.
That should be a good ball game.
5:45. The Cheez-It Bowl. Well, Cheez-It, that's the crackers, right?
Yeah, little Cheez-Its.
Yeah, not
square.
Cheetos, but
No,
the Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
ESPN.
And here's
on,
one I'll be tuning in, guys. The next one.
Oregon and Oklahoma. I bet so. The Battle of the O's.
Alamo Bowl.
Oregon, Oklahoma.
Now, where's that play? That's not.
Neither one with a head coach.
No.
It's got to be in San Antonio. Where else would you play that
Yeah,
in?
San Antonio. Alamo Dome.
Thursday, December 30th, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. North Carolina taking on South Carolina. South Carolina got a big-time transfer over the last week in Spencer Rattler. He will not be playing in that
Does that surprise you, Rattler going to SC?
No, not with the connection there being
Shane Beamer,
yeah.
who was at OU for a couple of years.
Is that the biggest prospect to come to
Let's-
South Carolina in 10 years?
When's the last time they had a five-star?
Since
Five-star
Clowney.
guy? Since Clowney.
It may be, yeah.
I think it'd be a great
Well, they
fit.
had Gilmore too, right? Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
yes. Having a good career in the NFL.
Yeah, Rattler still has enormous potential. He's got a great arm. Things didn't work out at Oklahoma, but that's a great pickup for South Carolina.
Got a little rattled, didn't he?
Got a little rattled against Texas. Cost him his job.
The Music City Bowl, I'm guessing Nashville, Tennessee. Tennessee taking on Purdue in that one. The Chick-fil-A Bowl, Peach Bowl in Atlanta, obviously. Michigan State taking on Pitt.
Now,
What do you
that
think about
game
that
has
matchup?
lost a little of its luster.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, it's
Sure,
lost
yeah.
a lot.
A lot of
Yeah.
its luster.
Michigan State's star running back and Pitt's star quarterback both
Heisman
sitting
candidate.
out.
Both could be first rounders, and they're not going to be in action in that game. You know what makes it good though? At least they're playing each other.
Yeah, that's right.
At least
There's
they're playing
a
each
poetic
other.
justice there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wisconsin and Arizona State in the Las Vegas Bowl. That happens on
Nah,
Thursday
nothing
night.
much for me.
Does nothing for you? Not even Herm. I like to
Well,
watch
I like
Wisconsin
Herm.
play.
I do too,
I've always
yeah.
liked to watch Wisconsin play.
I do like Herm.
I've always thought as a program, Wisconsin 90% of the time they overachieve. They always do better than people think they will.
And they have one of the better fight songs on Wisconsin in football.
That would be much better than on Minnesota.
Yeah,
Since
that's what it's called,
since
on
they
Wisconsin.
since they are the Badgers.
Best fight song ever. Hail to the Victors.
Brad will love you
Michigan.
for
He'll probably go with the Notre Dame punch as the greatest.
Southern Cal's isn't bad either. There are a lot of good ones. Let's see. The Wake Forest taking on Texas A&M. This seems like defense versus offense here to me, guys, in the Gator Bowl, followed by the Sun Bowl. Washington State taking
Texas
on
A&M
Miami.
Win signing day this
they
week?
did. Number one, rated the number one class.
Did they?
I think so.
So no excuses for.
I did see Malachi Hamrick, the fine defensive end out of Shelby, inked the paper to play at UNC.
Yep.
And, of course,
How about Santana Hopper, the other beast on the line?
I didn't see officially, but I'm sure he signed with App.
Boy, App's getting a good one there.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're getting two good ones because they're getting the running back.
I heard that
from
people
Wallace
were still
Rosehill.
talking to that running back,
Really?
Kanye Roberts. Yeah.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want him to go to App.
Yeah. He's an instant impact player at App if he steps on the field.
Is it? Pouring rain.
Pouring rain? Is that what that is, Roy? Hey, big time rain falling here at the studio this morning. And
It's something we haven't seen much
It's
of.
also still dark.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the lighting outside is just like it was when we got here.
Exactly.
Not any different. And here it is, 9:30.
Or is that my cataract lens fogging out?
Yeah, we're all seeing that way now, Mike. Wake Forest, Texas A&M, though, kind of looking forward to that. Washington State and Miami. I don't know why. I'm always intrigued by Washington State, too, for some reason.
I can't imagine why.
Miami's got – well, I really liked them when the Mad
when
Scientist
was there, of course. Yeah, I did, too.
But they actually had a pretty good year, didn't they?
They did.
I mean, I don't know what their
and the
record
coach was. Remember, the coach was dismissed because he would not get the vaccine.
And still made a bowl.
Yeah.
Still made a bowl. Their year had to be better than Miami's, right?
They're both 7-5.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's underachieving for Miami.
Yeah.
People expected more out of Miami this year, and that's why they got a new coach coming in who will probably not coach in the bowl game either.
No.
I wouldn't think.
No, you won't.
Chris Stobel. Washington State, Miami, 2 o'clock on December the 31st. I will probably try and watch that one. Central Michigan, Boise State, also at 2 o'clock on the
we'll be
same
pulling
day.
for the Chippewas, the best nickname in college football.
Central Michigan Chippewas, the best name.
It's my fave. It doesn't sound just my fave.
Okay. Cincinnati and Alabama, the playoff game on December 31st. That's the first one, the 3:30 game.
What's the line now, Brett?
ESPN.
13.5.
Is it really?
Probably go
Georgia
up.
taking on Michigan in the nightcap, 7:30 that night. First game's in the Cotton Bowl in Texas. Second game's the Orange Bowl in Miami. Then you got bowl games, the New Year's 6, Penn State, Arkansas, Iowa, Kentucky. I think that's a really good matchup to keep an eye on, Iowa and Kentucky. Kentucky had a really good year.
Don't forget Oklahoma State, Notre Dame.
That's next. Notre Dame versus Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl. The Rose Bowl is Ohio State and Utah. I think the most interesting thing there is how can Utah compete, see how they can compete against some of these powerhouses.
I want to see that, too.
Yep. They had a pretty good year. Can they play against Ohio State?
Yep.
We'll find out. Ole Miss and Baylor in the Sugar Bowl. And then LSU taking on Kansas State on Tuesday, January 4th in the Texas Bowl. And your national championship all the way to January 10th. It is drug out a little bit. But the good thing about that is the gap's not quite as big between, when the season ends this year, moving into next season.
So how many of these games are on ESPN? Every one of them, just about?
I don't think it was every one, but it had to be 95%.
The only one I see, January 1st, the Citrus Bowl, Iowa, Kentucky, is ABC.
Okay, what's
really
the Sun Bowl?
Yeah,
because the Sun Bowl used to always be on CBS.
The New Year's
true.
games will be on different networks.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah,
be.
you're right.
They have to.
You're
be.
right.
I would be interested in the Sun Bowl too, but I'm not going to try.
Yeah,
and
Sun
scroll
Bowl on
through there.
CBS.
Is
That's
it?
True.
Let's see. Lenny says that basketball team was Darryl Banks, Alan Wilfong, John Reeves, Doug Talent. I can't remember the other starter. I apologize.
Oh, that's right.
to
Forgot
that
about Doug
individual.
Talent.
He said, I think Hollywood Reeves was 1, maybe 2 years older
He was.
than John.
Daryl Banks. Yeah, I remember Daryl.
Also, a shout-out to West Lincoln boys basketball, and he says they defeated Bandy's last night for their third victory of the year. And this is
Now,
after
this
they
is
came
a
off
great turnaround story.
after they came off of a long losing streak. That's all we'll say about it.
Now, what has changed? I mean, new coaching, same coach.
Well, it is a new coach, but I think better players
Better
too.
players.
I think both things figure in. I think they've just
Sure
got
they
some
do.
better players, and they're
Right.
and
I'm very happy for them.
winning also
Good.
breeds confidence. And guess
It
what?
sounds like they may win more than 3. May win some more games.
Well, I would expect them to win more than 3 if they have 3 already.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Okay, Butch says, and I asked earlier about George Strait. Why did he say George Strait? He said, I'm a man that admits my mistakes, and I thought George Strait got to Albuquerque instead of Amarillo by morning.
That's
truth
a mistake.
is, I don't know squat about Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Kind of like Fort Wayne, he says down there at the bottom.
I like Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne does.
Fort Wayne used to have a great AM radio station. They called it Whoa, and something about the call letters. Yeah, back in the 60s.
How do you know that?
I used to listen to it, yeah.
How? It was not internet back
No,
in the
radio. I said
I know,
radio.
but there was not,
AM radio.
Yeah. So it just picked up at night or something?
They're very powerful. Sometimes you could get them. Yeah. No, there was one, too.
I know you weren't listening to on the internet back in the 1920s.
No, and there was one, too, WLS Chicago also.
I was always able to pick up a Cincinnati radio station,
Yeah,
like in the
that's
middle
right.
at midnight or something. You start rolling.
It was
through.
better if it was on a cloudy night, right? Because, AM signals just bounce all over the place. That's why it goes in and out.
I saw one bounce through here.
Just now.
Moments ago. Let's take time out, come back and check out the latest NFL schedule. It's been shuffled around a little bit. We'll give you the details when we come back.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Welcome back. The rain has stopped here for the time being at our studios. That's a good thing. Won't be long, we'll be heading out the door. So don't want to get Mike Powell drenched over there. It'd be such a bad feeling. Mike Powell all soaked. Lenny says West Lincoln's success in boys basketball, new coach, and they have some athletes to be competitive. So
I think you just what you said.
Yep, three wins already.
What's their record now?
Well, I mean, I'm going to guess
they may be close to 500
or 3-6. I don't know how many games they've played, but yeah, they've much improvement. I'll put it that way.
Indeed.
I was trying to remember. The Butcher have to tell me if the Maiden boys won last night, and I can't even. I'm trying to remember in my head who they played last night. Do you know, Brett, who Maiden would have played? I know that in the CVAC last night, West Lincoln, he just let me know, was a winner over Bandy's. Lincoln was a winner over Bunker Hill.
Oh, that's the Wolves' first win.
It is their first win. And they trailed 20-6 after a quarter. I saw on the box score. Also, West Caldwell defeated Newton Conover, and that leaves Maiden and
East Burke.
East Burke, thank you. Yeah. And should never assume, but I would think that Maiden did come out of that game with a win last night. But I learned a long time ago, right?
Don't assume in journalism.
or in anything in life.
Well, that's great. Lincoln, they came close the other night. Didn't they have a close game against Stuart Kramer?
They lost on a buzzer beater 3 against an undefeated Kramer team.
So
at Kramer, they lost on a buzzer beater.
Well, I covered one of their games, and of course they were playing Lincoln Charter. But going into that game, didn't they? Their opponent's record was like 11-1 or something, wasn't it? They played a daunting schedule.
I liked your line in the story where the Lincoln Charter coach quoted saying we had 5 new kids transfer in this.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that quote.
That's right.
Let's see.
Well, that's pretty standard fare.
Wow, Lenny just gave me some shocking high school football news I had not heard.
Okay.
Do you know who Glenwood Farabee is?
Anybody
know who Glenwood Farabee is?
Name sounds familiar.
It should.
Farabee.
It should. He resigned yesterday as the head coach from Chambers/Vance.
Ooh.
I had not heard that. Yep. 1, 2, or 3. Two back-to-back state titles, but lost this year to Cardinal Gibbons.
In a rainstorm? Or
Well, everybody wants to blame it on the
I'm
rainstorm.
not blaming it on
Hey,
anything.
that's the first thing you said, though.
I
So,
just heard it was raining. I didn't even see the game.
It did not rain the entire game.
Okay.
And guess what?
Don't jump on me.
You know what I
never saw
noticed?
the game.
You know what I noticed? They both played in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Cardinal
One-
Gibbons was out there in that
That's very
rainstorm too. Yeah, it was wet. It rained a lot. But
Let's give credit to Cardinal Gibbons'
they're
defense.
a school that's over 100 years old, and that's their first football state title.
Well, good for them. Eh?
How about that? So,
Any idea what
and they've
Faraby's
been
going
quite
to do?
a few
or
times.
Just resign.
I'm waiting here to see. Going to Miami.
Who hasn't?
He might do a great job at Miami, especially if he could get some of his Vance/Chambers kids.
Miami
to
says
go
it's
with
such
him.
a coaching
too.
revolving door. It makes my head spin. I mean, here's a program that hired Al Golden, who wore a white shirt and tie on the sideline. That's so un-Miami-like.
Lenny said that the paper, and I'm guessing he's talking about the Observer, said that he had other potential options.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
They'll probably be in Gaffney or South Point with an E. Next
well.
year.
I just find it a little odd that you resign without taking one of those options, or I don't know. I just
Well,
kind
maybe
of
he said options.
just a couple days after losing the state championship, which chances are they got a chance to be right back in that 4A state championship next year because it's just
Well, maybe it's the timing is that spring semester will start in January.
I think
right?
they
He's
had
got to get out there and recruit.
I think on National Signing Day, I think they had 10 D1 signees.
TND1. Wow.
Yep. I think 3 went to App, didn't they, Brett? Didn't we see that 3 of their players signed with App? But yeah, I think they had 10 D1 signees. That's just a senior class. Think about that. So,
Did the
got some
CVAC
D1
have any
players.
signees?
Mike, I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question. Put me on the spot like that.
I mean, at any level. I'm not.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, but I don't know. I just basically I just see what pops up on Twitter is what I catch,
Right.
and
It's very difficult. to
Yep,
get
that's
that.
about it. And of course, sometimes my buddy Mac George helps me out, and he'll send me some good. He's the one that let me know actually about Chambers and how many they had going to different places. But it seemed like they had 3 going to App. I watched the Shelby and Wallace Rosehill game last week. If Wallace Rosehill would have been taught at all how to play pass defense, it almost looked like they were playing pass defense against Shelby with their legs and arms tied together. They just had no clue how to play the pass, and I'm guessing they hadn't seen a pass
They
all
don't
year.
see that in Eastern North Carolina football.
But they were good enough offensively
yeah.
to win the game. The running back had 260-some yards rushing and 5 touchdowns, the one that's committed to App. Now you tell me he might be considering other places.
I don't know if he's considering. I just know that
Others are talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they?
And I don't know if he signed on signing day.
I don't know.
Didn't Wallace Rosehill
That would change
set
things.
some kind of record for rushing?
Most
in a
rushing
single-
yardage by a team
in a
in
single
North Carolina
season?
history. Yep. They sure did. Close to 7. I don't know if they went over 7,000 or not, but they were right at 7,000 yards rushing and 97 rushing touchdowns
Yeah.
on the season. So, yeah. Yep, his name again. What was his name? Help me with his name.
Kanye Roberts.
Kanye Robertson.
Roberts.
He was, he set the tone early for what he was going to do. He had like a 55-yard touchdown run on their first drive. And he just got worn out. He's playing both ways. He still had that many yards and that many touchdowns, but he was playing on the defensive side of the ball as well. But when it came to trying to defend the pass, they were lost. And Shelby, the quarterback, Lee, completed how many, Brett? Like 21 for 26? And
Yeah, something like that.
Yep. I think he maybe threw for 5 touchdowns. He threw for 4 or 5.
If you can't defend the pass or get a pass rush on Shelby, you got a problem.
Here's the good news on Shelby, though, for everybody. They do graduate 3 guys off that offense.
Oh, yeah. That's
3.
Shelby opponents.
Quarterback's not one of them.
Shelby opponents next year can take heart. They graduate 3 off the
3.
offensive unit.
Yep.
He did sign.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, that means he got to sit out a year, right? Changes his mind now. He's got to sit out a year once you ink that dotted line. So
Yeah, that's right.
we'll see. We'll see. I think I think he's could make an immediate impact.
I'd like to see him go to
Yeah.
App just
Yeah.
for selfish reasons.
Now I don't think he's not a senior, is he? The running back at App, the current running back at App. Now Peoples seems like he might just be.
I don't know.
But we'll see. I'm anxious to see how that works out. That's a kid that he's going to get some time. I think unless he redshirts,
Yeah.
I think he'll get some time as a freshman. I really do.
What is he, 5'11", 190, something like that?
Yep.
Peoples is a junior.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So unless he enters the transfer portal or goes to the NFL, he should be back, right?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Rodney Willis. As he said, speaking of local signings, Seth Willis and Darian Farley, son of Sharon Farley, recently signed to pitch and play second base for Tusculum over in Tennessee.
Congratulations.
So, good deal.
Absolutely.
Yep, good deal. They'll be then playing at Tusculum in the future.
And didn't Sharon play second base when he was
Yep.
starring for the
I
Wolves?
think he did. Second, yep. And pitched a little.
Yeah, pitched, of course.
NFL schedule has been shuffled up. What a game Thursday night, though. Is that as good a game as we've
that was
seen
a
on
great
Thursday
game.
night all year long, and
One of the
had a
best.
lot on the line as well? The Chargers are just a couple notches away from being able to compete with the top teams.
Yeah, we said
One
that
of
for the last couple of years now, haven't we?
One of them is they got to make their kicker earn their money. He did not kick a field goal 3 different times the other night. That they chose to go for first downs and did not convert. First downs or touchdowns and did not convert 3 different times. Take those 9 points, put those 9 points on the board, and that game don't even go to overtime. They win that game. But
it's starting to become apparent that Kansas City is probably going to be back in the Super Bowl representing the AFC.
Absolutely not. There's one team up there in Foxborough that
right,
might have something to say about that.
That's true.
And I think a lot of it may come down to, if I had to pick right now, wherever that game's played,
Yeah.
that's the team I'm going with.
You're right.
If that's who it is. If it's New England and Kansas City, I'll just go with whichever one of them's at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I would give, with New England's defense, I think I would just give them a slight edge as winning on the road over Kansas City winning over on the road. Just slight, very slight.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City's a good road team too. But New England, they say running and defense travels well, So when you got to win, when you got to win throwing the ball, sometimes you don't do quite as well on the road.
And, playoffs are going to be in January. It's the weather could be a
Again?
factor. Darn it happens every year. Why?
But that was a really good game the other night, Mike. Mahomes threw for 410 yards. It took every bit of it. Kelsey, 191 yards receiving in that game, including the game winner in overtime.
Yeah.
34-28.
A beautiful route that he ran, and then just a little cut back, and he was.
How old is Kelsey?
Got to be 32 or 3, right?
Early to mid-30s.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I would guess. Here's your trivia question of the day.
All right.
32.
What college did he come out of?
Ooh. I assume it's not one of the.
And I'm not asking because I know and you don't, because I don't know.
You don't know.
I do not know where Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, what program
played his
produced
college.
the best tight end in the game right now?
They're in the playoffs.
Well, because that would be George Kittle. No, I'm just kidding. Just had to throw that
they're
out.
in the
yeah,
playoffs
Kittle
this
is
year.
great too.
The team is in the playoff this year,
Ooh.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Wow.
The only reason I said is because he said they're in the playoff this year. I
Yeah.
just took that as a hint to be Cincinnati.
Mhm.
So he played for. I could have sat here all day and not.
I wouldn't have got that
Yeah.
one.
Well, at some point I would have, but it might have been 100 schools in.
Mm-hmm.
So Kelsey representing the Bearcats, 191 yards receiving in that win. Today we're supposed to have 2 football games today. No, not going to see the Raiders and the Browns. That one's not going to happen. They postponed that one until Monday night. You'll have 2 games on Monday night. What you will see tonight, however, New England at Indianapolis. Good matchup there. A really
Yes,
good
it
matchup
is.
there. 2 teams. New England's got a lot to play for. Still playing for the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to win their division. They should win their division, but it's not a lock yet with Buffalo hanging in there. But playing at Indy's been the Jekyll and Hyde team of the year. It seems like has been.
I think they're really
Colts.
good.
Yeah. Well, if they get Jonathan, what's his name, Taylor. They get him going, which will be hard against New England. But if they get him going, they can pretty much play with anybody in the league. But looking forward to that one. I will be tuned in to that one tonight. NFL Network tonight at 8:15. That might even keep Lanny awake past 9:30. 8:15. Yeah. New England and Indianapolis. Good matchup. Takes you back to the Brady Manning days, although the teams look totally different now, both of them, than they did.
Colts are favored
during that time. That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
By how much?
Two and a half.
Point. I believe I'd have to take New England and the points in that.
All of those races in the excuse me, the AFC, particularly for the wild card spots.
There's a lot still yet to be determined, and it seems like the AFC's more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Seems like they're more top heavy. I don't know if they are or not though. We'll get into that in just a second.
No, it doesn't look
we
like
got 3 minutes though. Okay, so that
a lot of 7 and 6 teams.
Okay. Yeah, there are.
Yeah, makes for good football.
Makes
for good football. Week 17 could be week 18, excuse me, 17th game of the season, but the 18th week could be very meaningful coming up. A lot of teams might have to play their players in that final week. Tomorrow it's Carolina at Buffalo, Arizona at Detroit, New York Jets at Miami, Dallas at the Giants, Tennessee at Pittsburgh, Houston at Jacksonville, Cincinnati at Denver. That is one of the marquee matchups of the day. The Bengals and the Broncos.
Both 7 and 6.
Dan Patrick made a bold prediction yesterday that Aaron Rodgers will be a Bronco at the end of this season. I'm anxious to see if he hits on that one.
You guys think any coaches will be fired before the end of the year?
Sure.
Who do you think will be axed?
Urban Meyer. All right. Atlanta at San Francisco. Okay. Green Bay at Baltimore, New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Do you realize that Tom Brady has not beat New Orleans in the regular season since he's 0-3? I think it is. Is that right? Or 0-3 because he lost to him twice last year and he lost to him this year.
That's right.
0-3 against Tampa Bay in the regular season, but he did beat them in the playoffs when it really counted last year. But that's also an interesting
Sean
game.
Payton in his head?
Most people are saying Lamar Jackson, he's doubtful for this game. The people are saying there's no way he's going to play on that ankle tomorrow. So I think that gives Green Bay an edge in that one. Real quick, Monday night, the Raiders and the Browns. Both teams still got playoff opportunities, but they must win that game.
Yeah, the Raiders have looked awful.
They have looked awful
lately.
They have looked awful, which means they're going to have a new coach coming in as
well. Now, will Baker Mayfield, I know will he be able to play in that game Monday night?
So I think it's still up in the air.
Because of the COVID?
Well, the only reason it's delayed 2 days is so they could get some players back. I don't know if he's one of them or not.
That's right.
I do not know. We'll have to ask Alice Cooper. Minnesota at Chicago. 8:15, Minnesota at Chicago. And Alice was just he just knew those boots had to be Baker's. They didn't look like anything he would wear, right?
No.
Minnesota, Chicago on Monday night. Minnesota's been the weirdest team this year.
They're hot right now.
They've led in every game and found a way to lose at the end. They're the old Chargers.
Yeah.
That's where the Chargers were. Tuesday night, 2 football games on Tuesday night, both at the same time. I don't know why they had to put them both at the same time, especially when you got one on the West Coast and one on the East Coast. Seattle at L.A., 7 o'clock Eastern time, which would be 4 o'clock in Los Angeles, in case you didn't know that. And Washington and Philadelphia, 7 o'clock as well. Both games on Fox, so they'll be shown regionally.
Which game has the most playoff implications?
All 4 teams are still alive. All 4 teams are still alive.
Seattle sort of put together a little bit of a run here, haven't they?
Yeah, 1 in a row.
Oh, is that all it is?
That's it.
I thought it was more.
1 in a row.
Ooh, ouch.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere.
You have to have, one is a lonely
They've
number.
won 2. They've won 2.
There you go. I knew it was more than 1.
Oh, they have 1, 2.
They beat San Francisco and Houston.
Now.
Yeah, and now they get the Rams, right? All right, real quick before we go off, got a couple things to say here. Chambers, this is from Lenny. Chambers' best edge rusher has not committed yet, James Pierce. Most believe he'll go to South Carolina, but he also has Georgia, Tennessee, Florida on his list. Probably their best player is a junior in running back Dalen Smothers. Then Rodney says, and we're about to go out of here, historically competitive and winning baseball program in the South Atlantic Conference with great facilities. And that's speaking of Tusculum. And we've had a lot of kids from this area go to Tusculum.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anything bad. And if I'm not
I
mistaken,
haven't either.
Caleb Nairn, Cherville guy,
He was
is now an assistant coach
at Tusculum.
at Tusculum, if I'm not
That's right.
mistaken. So Rodney can fill me in on that too if I'm right or wrong. Just got that job this past year and left Post 100. We
Very
enjoyed
happy
it.
for him. Yep.
For Brett, Mike, David. We will not see you next week,
No.
but we will be back the first day of 2022 to give you a
Try to
bowl
make
update.
it in that day.
Try to make it in that day.
Yeah.
How about that? Try to make
Hey.
it in that day
Yeah.
with his bottle of wine in his left hand.
Yeah. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine.
See you next year. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next year. Yeah.